Yo, good morning or good afternoon, I should say. What up, though? Y'all, thank y'all for checking in this afternoon. This should be a good little quick show. Um, I'm gonna get right into it. As people come in, they can go back, see where we started, and catch up to us. You feel me? So I'm at the gym this morning. Um, and I'm an R&B thug. Okay, let me just say that I'm an R&B thug. So when I'm lifting weights or I'm working out, I don't want to hear no rap. I don't want to hear, no aggression. I don't need it. I got enough aggression in me. I want to hear some relaxing shit. And I just get in my zone, in my mode, and I work out and listen to the music. So I put it on like a smooth R&B mix type of situation, but it shuffles. So I get random shit I've heard, things that's heavily in rotation. Then I get random songs, and today I get a random song by that AI artist. Um, Zen. How the hell you say the name? Zena Monet or something like that. It's a AI artist that's signed, but apparently the owner of that AI is a real girl named Talisha Jones, and supposedly Talisha Jones is actually writing the lyrics. She claims they come from her poem books that she's been writing for years, and because she can't sing, she used the AI to generate her an artist that could sing her written music. You feel me? Now, mind you, I had to figure all this out later because I had to investigate whether or not it was AI that was able to write those lyrics. Because I mean, I expect AI to be able to mimic, a voice, and make an artificial voice. That's expected. But for the lyrics and the soulfulness that was in them songs I was hearing, I say I need to know how that is done. You feel me? So I'm listening to one of the songs um called The Price of Peace. And in that song, there's a lyric that say, "My peace cost me my people." And that's why I titled the show today that, because the song was speaking like I wrote it. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just randomly just working out and I'm listening and I'm like, damn, this shit deep. I'm feeling this. And it was speaking, you know, a little bit of how I've been feeling. You know what I'm saying? A lot about how I've been feeling. And when it said my peace cost me my people, I was like, damn, man. Um, so that's what I'm gonna talk about a little bit. So I've been not cutting people off or nothing like that, but I've been finding myself more and more less likely to want to be around anybody. You know what I mean? And it's not like people did me wrong or any of those people are that toxic. It's just that most people steal my peace, whether it be from hearing their mindset, and it gives me anxiety because I'm around people that just think so crazy. Where I'm like, I can't even be around this shit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this comes with problems, and then I can't be at peace because I feel like we just waiting on the problem to come because of the way you think. And that be family, friends, my kids, anybody. This pertains to a lot of different people. Uh, or they people just ain't on their shit. Another thing that destroys my peace is the fact that so many people around me seem to be struggling from their own doing, from their own choices. And I don't feel obligated to help because it's from their own choices. But when you try to fuck with people and be around people and you have the ability to help, either they expect you to, or even you feel guilty like you just should because you can. And now your peace is disrupted. You know, your livelihood and your what's a good word? Your security is in jeopardy because of people around you. So imagine if you're saving for your retirement or something, and people around you is bullshitting, and they think you doing good, but you like, I ain't got no money to be, fucking off. This is to, prepare a comfortable future. You know what I'm saying? To make sure my retirement is comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be fucking off bread on people because they choose not to have the right mindset. Shout out to E Bliss. What's up, my brother? So anytime I'm faced with somebody who might be even the least bit able to disrupt my peace, I get far away from their motherfucking ass. You feel me? A lot of the women I used to talk to back in the day, as soon as I would see that being cool with them could cost me more problems than they were worth, I ran the fuck off. And those people be like, he ain't shit. I cut motherfuckers off if I see any sign that you are going to cause me a problem. I'm out. That is anybody. And I noticed that. So while I'm listening to this song, the song called the Price of Peace by that AI artist Zanaya, maybe it's Zanaya Monet, whatever it's called. The lyrics alone, if y'all, I'm not gonna give y'all no link to it, but y'all can go search it for yourself, listen to it. And there's 2 more songs that I listened to from that same AI artist that changed my life. Like basically today while I was working out, listening to this motherfucking music, my life changed. Every time I get some new wisdom, wherever it come from, or I feel like God is speaking to me through things, I make changes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they subtle. Sometimes I don't actually do anything different, but I'm more aware now of things because it was revealed to me, if you can peep what I'm trying to say. So another song I had to send my wife. I was like, shit, man, like if that shit wasn't breaking us down, man, it was like if we was ever to renew our vows or some shit, that's the type of song that would sum up our whole relationship. You know what I mean? And this is an AI artist. But again, apparently these lyrics was written by the owner of that AI. But I'm like, man, after hearing a song about my peace being, the price of peace and peace costing me my people, it's isolating me more and more. Not because I just necessarily like to be alone. Like Complete Indifference said, like you prefer solitude. I do, but I wanna know that there's somewhere I could be and be comfortable there. I wish there was some group I knew I fit in where I could be comfortable, or a group of people that I actually can enjoy. Because that's another thing. I be around people. I make the best of it. but very rarely do I feel the joy of being around them. Most times I be like over it. And then I'm all entertaining and shit. So I get to clowning and I get to joking and roasting and looking all lively and shit. And the liquor taking hold because I damn near need liquor just to be around people. So then I'm all turned up and having a good time and laughing and clowning and giving the illusion that I'm happy here or I'm enjoying myself. When the truth of the matter is, I'm trying to entertain myself because I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around you, motherfucker. You know, and it's just getting worse as I get older. You know, and the more I pick my piece, the more I lose my people. The more I don't want to go see family and friends. You know, it's fucked up because it's, you know, it's a lonely way of living. But you feel just as lonely when you amongst these people that you don't fuck with like that. You don't feel no different, but you feel more anxiety because you feel like, man, this shit is just too much going on. Sensory overload going on. You know what I'm saying? See, Shari Ferguson probably experienced them feelings, man. I want y'all to go after this show and look up Zanaya Monet, the song The Price of Peace, so y'all can get some context of why I felt like I needed to do a show about that. Because like I said, I was just working out, listening to the music. And then the other song that was about my wife or remind me of my relationship, I sent it to her. And she did the typical shit, didn't listen. She just go text me back like, oh, that's a nice song. Like, I knew she ain't listen when she said that. So then she goes and listens, you know, and she likes to read the lyrics while she listens to shit. Then she's sending back tear emojis, you know, because the song was so deep, you know, it brought tears up out of her. You know what I'm saying? I can't even think the title of that shit. I should have thought of that title because y'all might want to hear that. I don't fucking know. But, and then the third song, it sounded like my wife might have wrote it. And what I took from that song is, you know, maybe even though my wife has said some of the things that song was saying, I've heard her say those things over the years. When it was pieced together all in one spot with the emotion behind it, you know, it made me really like think about how my wife might feel at times. So then I'm thinking like, you know what, I caused all them feelings, good or bad. Majority of those feelings that my wife may have, good or bad, I'm more than likely the cause of. So then when I heard the song get into the things that were I would look at like I'll be ashamed of or convicted, where I'm like, damn, you know, I don't want to be the one responsible for making her feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So then I gotta say, well, shit, can I fix it? Can I make sure that if there was another song written, all the good shit can stay there and I could make it where the bad shit is no longer relevant? You know what I'm saying? So this is just, you know, I'm just going in and, you know, venting about this music shit. Something else I did that's since I want to talk about music so bad. So I was at work the other night, bored as fuck on YouTube, because that's what we do when we at work. I'm watching old X Factor and what's the other fucking show? Where they turn the chairs around and shit. The Voice. So I'm watching like performances, old performances of, you know, whatever, you know, people's auditions and shit. I'm watching motherfuckers sing their motherfucking heart out. You know what I'm saying? I saw a blind autistic dude play the piano and sing who did he sing? Donny Hathaway. I'm like, this dog, when I say dog sounded just like fucking Donny Hathaway, a blind autistic. I don't know what race he was, like Filipino or some shit. I don't know what he was. But hearing his voice, man, I was like, God damn, man. Then I seen another blind chick from Indonesia sing 2 other songs, all from the heart. I'm talking about nothing but soul in them songs. And I'm like, God is a trip. God is a trip, boy. He made some beautiful instruments out of some people that are going through some of the worst shit ever. You know, being blind. Both of them was blind. I'm like, and here I am with 2 good eyes, can't sing for shit. I can't sing for shit, but I be trying because I be feeling the music. You know what I'm saying? So the songs that I heard today that felt like they were life-changing because the lyrics were so deep. I want to remind people that what you take in, even especially through music, it can alter you. But if it can alter you in a good way, then it obviously can alter you in a bad way. If you taking in toxicity all fucking day with the music you listening to, and then you start to believe that that's the love song that you're supposed to hear. You're supposed to hear a love song about bullshit, about stress and pain. And there's no real love in that song when you break it down lyric by lyric. It just sounds like a messy bitch with a messy dude doing some messy shit. If that's the kind of music you listen to, cut it out. If it's deaf music and violent music, cut it out. If it's materialism and nothing but, cut it out. Get back to that soulful shit, that life-changing shit. You feel me? Because I ain't gonna lie, the only thing that do make me feel good is listening to music like that. You know, things that require real love, real intimacy. That's the shit that I get the most joy out of. You know, when I'm watching my kids, it's a tricky thing with my kids, okay? I like watching my kids enjoy themselves. But I've been having to pay for all their enjoyment. So it's hard to really enjoy that shit when just to just to be with your children, you know it come with a pricey motherfucking ticket, boy. You like, damn, you know, I take them all out to eat. They balling out. Appetizers, drinks, eating what they want, ordering what they want. And I'm watching them just laugh and enjoy each other. I try to speak. They don't want to hear it. But I just paid $700, motherfucker. Somebody better listen to me, goddammit. You know, $350 on the low end. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can I enjoy that shit? You know, but I want to enjoy them and being around them and shit and watching them just enjoy life. But when I know I'm, you know, I'm spending bags just to be around my kids and shit, and they don't give a fuck about what I got to say. Everybody's starting to get to that point where they like, you know, and they ain't just talking about lectures. You know, I understand a child not want to hear their parents' lectures and shit. They don't want to hear shit. If I was talking to them, hey, son, you need to listen to this song, man. This song deep. He don't want to hear that shit. You feel me? Like this is crazy. This is why I came back to the internet, man. I'd rather vent to y'all, man. Y'all, a couple of y'all might listen. And might go check the songs out that I said. You know, I really need to find out them other songs. I'm gonna tell you the title of the song I sent my wife. Cause I ain't gonna lie. I didn't cry. But it did make me love her more. You know what I'm saying? The song is called Still Choosing You by Zanaya Monet, that AI. Still Choosing You. So I'm listening to that shit like, damn, you know, thank God I have that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people that don't. It's a lot of people that don't got that kind of love in their life. You know, it's a lot of people that have relations with people. They fucking somebody and don't have that same love. It's people that live together. It's people that are married. It's people that have children. It's people that been fucking for years and don't have that love aspect to it. Y'all, y'all like fucking, but it's something different when you got a soulmate, when you got a partner, when you got your closest family member. That's how I always refer to my wife. She my closest family member because no matter what I ever got going on and no matter who I'm dealing with, children included, I know the one motherfucker, my first phone call, my first person to my aid, the first person thinking about my needs is going to be her. It has been her. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about that, you put in perspective everybody you know. You like, you know what? I got to protect that because that's a part of my peace. And I'm going back to, you lose your people, you lose people, or my peace costs me my people. Because if anything is going to disrupt my marriage or disrupt my family or disrupt my retirement or my future goals, they're potentially disrupting my peace. So I have to cut out people that was cool, people that I liked, people that didn't do me no wrong. But I didn't have to cut them out because they did something wrong, but they could disrupt my peace. You feel me? That song was deep in the motherfucker. Let's put it like that. I'm at the gym. I'm you got it when you got to repeat songs 3-4 times. You know what I'm saying? I'm lifting weights, working out and shit. I'm constantly going back to my phone to restart shit. I probably heard them 3 songs I'm talking about like 10 times a piece at least today. And I'm like, damn, and it was refreshing because other than going back and listening to older music, which is the most of the shit I listen to, where I'm gonna get that soul from. You know what I'm saying? It's new songs come out all the time, and they might be okay, they might be catchy, but very rarely do a new song got that soul to it. You know what I'm saying? So I always listen to older shit. I listen to music from shit. Anything prior to 2000, you're pretty safe. Anything prior to 2000, you're pretty safe. But it took an AI to bring back some, where I'm like, oh shit, it's another AI song. I was walking one day and I heard it. It came on my little shuffle mix or whatever. That's one of my favorite songs, and it's another AI generated artist. And to all the people that feel like that's generic or it's a slippery slope. What the fuck you think y'all been doing by having people write y'all music that you can't connect to, and then making you an artist and you singing and you can't even connect to the fucking song? Whitney Houston had the ability to have someone else write the song and she could sing it as if she wrote it. She could sing it as if she felt it. Mary J has that ability. There's certain women from the past, they didn't have to write it. They could listen to it. They could make it theirs. You know what I'm saying? Because they lived that life. They had that life experience. Complete indifference. Said I listen to soul music from the 60s, the 70s, and the early 80s, man. Same here. I told you I'd be motherfucking hitting weights, like listening to Anita Baker and shit. Rapture of Love, goddamn it, that shit getting played like 7 times a week, goddamn it. Or the Rapture, the whole album and shit. But I think, man, I need to be careful about this losing people shit, because I think it's gonna leave me lonely. You know what I mean? I'm worried about that. I'm worried about I keep cutting people off for every little thing because I feel like stressed, like real. Like somebody tell me, "Oh, we got to go somewhere for a birthday party." I get stressed out. I get stressed out, and then I already be like, "Man, I'm gonna need a drink. I'm gonna need a motherfucking drink just to go." Then I actually enjoy myself, but I can't tell if it's the drinking or if it's the actual event. You know, I think it's a little bit of both. Sometimes I genuinely enjoy myself when I force myself to go. Other times I'll just get fucked up and I'm making it fun for myself. I'm making it fun because I'm kicking and clowning. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shannon. You right. That Taurus behavior. People always be like, man, they don't think there's nothing to that zodiac shit. I'm a motherfucking Taurus. You look up a male Taurus, that shit is reading like my life, reading like my personality. So I can't act like that shit don't have no sway, you know. Then, what's another thing that's tripping me out? I think some of the people that cut me out of their life is because I disturbed their motherfucking peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's women in my past that I stressed out more than I did anything good for. I'm sure there's dudes that we was cool, but when I get to joking, I'll make a nigga salty, you know? Even though I can take it, I can have people joke on me and it don't affect me. When I get to clowning and joking and roasting and shit, I be rubbing cats the wrong way. Pause. I think they be like, fuck this nigga. I don't be trying to, but I'm a jokester. I'm funny. I know this has happened. I know I've been around people and my jokes get too many laughs. They like it when I'm joking on other people. I'm the funniest guy in the world. I'm a comedian. I should be a comedian. That's what they say until the joke's on them. Then it's like, fuck this dude. I don't hear from these niggas no more. But I don't give a fuck because I like being alone. But again, to my own detriment, because I don't got two motherfucking friends to rub together. I'm 42 without a fucking friend. I don't think I feel sad about it. I just logically think that should be something wrong with that. It should be something wrong with that. And I probably should give a fuck. But I think what bothers me most is my sons, my daughters, my girl, them my closest friends. I could tolerate them the most. And I do mean tolerate because sometimes I don't want to be bothered. But sometimes I be thinking like, shit, what if they left me alone? What if my family, who I basically been using as my safety, my place of peace, is hiding it within my family and my obligations. What if they broke bad and hit it on me or didn't want to fuck with me? I've seen kids leave their parents alone, not even for no real shit, just because they ashamed and can't face them because they know they letting the parents down, or you don't accept the relationship they in and they know it, so they hide. I seen kids just go missing on their parents. And then if my wife, no matter how good I can make changes, she been through enough shit where she could at any time be like, man, you remember in 2013, nigga, remember that? Fuck you, I'm out. That could always be a thing. And then who am I left with then? No friends, no family. I could buy a dog. I probably will buy a dog. But how would I feel? I don't even know. I like to think I wouldn't give a fuck because so far I don't care much about like having people around. I don't need that stimulation like other people do. But I apparently need somebody to talk to because that's why I'm on here running my fucking mouth with y'all. But what if that went away? So then I take it away from myself and I start thinking about the other people that are already going through that. Like there's somebody right now, nobody to talk to in their life, no kids or kids that just don't fuck with them, no woman or man, uh, no real friends, nobody on the internet fucking with them. they might say their opinion, and then they get motherfuckers jump on their throat on the internet. They like, damn, these motherfuckers on the internet don't even like my ass. That's some sorrowful shit. Like I'm sure, like when I don't want to bring up when people unalive themselves, but I used to just didn't understand it. I'd be like, shit, thug it out, figure it out. You know, it can't be that bad. It can be that bad, and that's what I'm starting to see. I don't have those feelings, but I like to try to put myself in those people's shoes. And as I'm getting older or listening to songs where people are able to express how they feel, or in movies, when I see a scene, they make a character do a scene, and I'm like, damn. Then I can kind of see now. Now I can empathize better because I'm like, I see where somebody else feel that pain at. Then I'm like, damn, is there a place you could get in life where you just want to end it? I would say don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I would say don't do that. Because then I think if you ever got to that place, or someone asked me my advice, like, AP, man, I feel like just saying fuck it. I'll say, you know what? If you ain't got enough energy for you and you ain't got enough love for yourself to keep going, take the energy that God put in your body and go help somebody else. Even if you sad, even if you hate you hate yourself in the mirror, even if you never happy, use the time you still here and just go help somebody. Pick a person, pick a group, pick some kids, pick somebody to go impart the life force that's in you and go do something for somebody while you here. So at least when you do get up out of here, you might not have benefited from your life much, or you feel like you didn't, but others have. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's a better way to go out than just end it. So you know what? I ain't happy. I ain't got shit I want. But you know what I can do? I can go help this lady down the street. I can go help these kids. I can go coach this team. I could go, I'm just gonna give this wasteful life that I got. I'm just gonna donate it to a greater cause. So at least when I'm gone, some of my time mattered. Because you might not feel like your time is mattering because you ain't doing shit. You're just sitting around sad and salty. You know what I'm saying? You might be ugly than a motherfucker, look like a monster. Get your monster looking ass out here, find another group of monsters, and join the monster squad. I'm just talking shit. I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to not make people not off themselves. I hope I'm doing a good job. Y'all, this is what it's gonna be now. I'm just telling y'all now. If I come on this motherfucker, it's the vent. I don't care what I'm going through, what I'm talking about that particular day. I'm coming on here to vent. And hopefully something comes from that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to remind y'all, people that are watching this, gonna watch later, entertain me by going to listen to those songs I mentioned, and don't judge me. Because there's another fucked up thing I want to point out. Men don't get to be vulnerable ever. Man, when we get vulnerable, we are looked at like we're weak as fuck. And y'all can disagree with me, but I know it's true. I know it's a fact. They even got them little funny little reels and shit about it where a dude will like, try to come out with some emotional shit to his girl, and then she'll be like, they'll do her thinking in her head and be like, this nigga gay. Like, you can't even be emotional enough to like a song. You can't be vulnerable enough to speak from your feelings and where your head at without looking like you're weak. Most men are only safe with expressing themselves to other men that are going through similar situations, and probably music. Expressing themselves through music or through listening to music. Because we don't get to talk about it. We can't talk about it with our woman because again, we run the risk of her looking at us like we weak. We can't talk about it with our kids because same shit. They want to see strength. They don't want to hear no crying ass adult. Where do you go as a man to just think through your shit? You know what I'm saying? Work your shit out. Then you go to other guys. Like me and my brothers, we went out to a breakfast. We ain't seen each other in a while. I'm talking about shit down there a year. So we sit down at breakfast. We ain't do shit but talk negative for like the whole 30, 40 minutes, however long we were sitting there. Because we was catching up with each other. But all we could do was just spill our guts with all of our frustrations. And I remember my oldest brother was like, man, we talking negative as hell. Like he pointed it out. Like his whole point of meeting up with us was so he could get away from his negative thoughts, so he could get around his brothers and we powwow and shit. And we end up just talking shit about all our stresses and being fathers and shit and the shit we go through with our kids. And we didn't even get to, really get nowhere with that. So now I'm going to reach out to them again. So when we go sit down and have some breakfast or lunch or whatever, I'm going to make it my business to only speak positive and keep them focused on only speaking positive shit. We all Tauruses too. That don't help. 3 motherfucking Tauruses. And we be sitting there like our what do they call that? Our social clocks. We only got about 30 minutes on that bitch. After about 30 minutes, we all like, okay, all right, nigga. We time to go, motherfucker. See you next year, nigga. So, but I still want to get with them because I think that was the issue. Like, we ain't really got nobody to really unload our shit on. Men do it though. Men pillow talk with their girl. They be telling their woman what's on their mind. And guess what your woman do? Very rarely build you up. And if they do, it's just in words. Because they will throw that shit up against you later or just look at you like, this weak ass nigga. This is why I got to be a strong woman. I got to be strong because these niggas are so weak. Y'all have no idea what it's like. Especially a responsible man. Y'all have no idea the pressure. And women say, it's all on us. All us. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But again, I don't want to go tit for tat, man. I don't want to go tit for tat, man, because tell your business. I ain't got no business. DD, what you mean why I call bullshit? What's bullshit? What part? I want to know what part is bullshit. That men can't unload on women. That men ain't gonna get judged when they unload they stress on a woman. Is that what you call it? Because I know that's a fact. You can't never let a motherfucker see you sweat out here. Hey DJ, good afternoon. Yeah, you can't never let no woman see you sweating, boy. Soon as you try to be vulnerable, oh, you's a bitch ass nigga. You weak. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting built up. Are you is that a question? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'll say this. Women will offer a kind word to a man when he's stressing, when he like Trey on Boys in the Hood swinging and shit. They'll offer a kind word, but the judgment is there. Faux show. Because I've always been the other ear to that broad when she go tell me, man, this nigga, do you know this nigga cried? Do you know this nigga start crying? Do you know this nigga was all bitching and shit? I'm like, ugh, I didn't want to hear that. I've heard what bitches say. I've been the dude that bitches want to get away. They husband or man just cried to them. And they somewhere to, in a hotel ready to suck some dick and clown that nigga for crying. I've seen what women are capable of, goddamn it. And I be goddamn if that's my bitch. No, if my chick end up in a motherfucking hotel fucking and sucking and doing all that shit, she ain't gonna be talking about my man a bitch, my man be crying. That ain't gonna be what the fuck she get to say. She might say that nigga cold-hearted, that nigga stone cold, that nigga don't give a fuck. That I'd rather her saying that shit than her laid up with a nigga talking about I be crying and shit. That ain't finna fucking happen. She said, that's not true. It's not the 80s. Then that bitch is lame. Okay, whatever. I think you're trying to speak up for women that I'm encouraging to a man. I rub his back and that all has a time limit. That all has a time limit. I believe you never, ever, ever can let a motherfucker see and you sweat, because when they need to, when they know your kryptonite, they will use that shit on you when the time comes. That's a motherfucking fact. I want some men to speak on that. I want some men to speak on whether or not they think I'm accurate. Do they think I'm saying some real shit or not? So in the comments, speak on that part. In the comments, tell me if I got a point when it comes to that. But we got to start making music soulful again, because that's where this whole rant came from. Me listening to some soulful music and it changing me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And see, Complete Indifference said, yes, in all caps. You're very accurate. See, because here we go again. When men speak, women turn their ears off. God damn it. Didi is a lady. Turn her ears off because a man was trying to be vulnerable and speak on our plight. And we got accused of not telling the truth and being and lying and over exaggerating or being bitches. Or, again, women think of that one dude that they patted on the back. I try to be his strength. I try to help him. I try to this. I try to that. They always revert back to that one example that they got in their life of the guy that they tried to be that rock for. You know what I'm saying? But that's not your typical wife. That's not your typical girlfriend. That's not your typical baby mama. That's not your typical, the person you with the longest. They lose respect. It's no different than a coworker. If you got a coworker that complains about what we do here on the job, you might even agree with the person. You might even feel them like, yeah, man, it's some bullshit. But if that same person is crying about that shit all the time, at some point you be thinking in your head like, I hate to see this motherfucker coming. Shut the fuck up. You know what we do here. If you don't like it, quit, motherfucker. But stop bitching every time we got to do some work about. Every time we got to come to work, do what we do, what we're paid to do, what what the fuck we do. Why the fuck you got to complain all day, every day about it? That's the same thing with people. That's why therapy should be good, because people got somebody to talk to that's outside of their house that they ain't got to be judged by. that they can unload on. But the problem with therapy, in my opinion, is I believe therapy is a science that gives a lot of excuses to people as opposed to help. I feel like it sends a lot of people away with not only medicine and drugs, it sends them away with more excuses and no solutions. And anytime they make a whole category or make a whole new word up or make a whole new diagnosis up, that's just a fancy word for excuse. Because most of our stress and pain come from bad choices, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like even in my childhood, I could think of I could bring up all of the bad shit, you know, and oh man, I shouldn't have to deal with this. I shouldn't have to deal with that. If I had the right mindset, I could have lived in that same environment and thrived. You feel me? I personally chose to, you know, involve myself in the bullshit around me. Mind you, when you're real young, you do at least want to say, well, shit, I was young and dumb. Yeah, you were, but I know I have more choices than I like to admit sometimes. And I chose wrong a whole fucking lot. You dig? So if I told a therapist anything, even if they gave me an excuse, well, don't worry about it, AP. You know, it wasn't your fault. I'm like, bitch, I'm paying you for this shit, bitch. That's terrible advice. It was my fucking fault. You should tell me to fix it. You should tell me to change and do better, bitch. Not give me an excuse of why I'm fucking up or fucked up. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Tim and Miranda? What's good? What's good? I ain't gonna be on too much longer, so I hope y'all go start from the beginning if y'all didn't catch a lot of that. I think I was on fire again. Maybe. This might not strike no chords with people, but today when I was listening to music at the gym, I ran into some songs. In one of the songs, the lyrics said, "My peace cost me my people." And I said, God damn, I felt that shit. Because me, in search of my peace, I have been leaving motherfuckers alone for the longest. And more recently, I'm even quicker with it. Like, nope, can't fuck with this motherfucker. Or don't even want to get involved. I'm good enough to now, if someone say, hey, I'm such as, I walk around their hand like, I don't even want to introduce myself to these new motherfuckers. Like, no new motherfuckers. I got new nephews and nieces that I refuse to learn their names or pick them up or shake their hand or hug them. No new motherfuckers. If I get grandbabies, and I'm saying it here first, if I get grandbabies, I want to know them as grandbaby 1, grandbaby 2, grandbaby 3. I don't want to know their real fucking name. And I want them to know me as grandpa. We ain't got to do no formalities. We don't got to get all deep. I don't need to know you good. I want to be able to recognize you when I see you as grandbaby 1, 2, 3, whatever the fuck number you are. And I want you to recognize me like, that's grandpa. He mean than a motherfucker. He grumpy as a motherfucker. You know, he good for that $5 or $10 on my birthday. But I don't, you know, he don't fuck with it. That's where I'm at with it. You know, I might not be shit. Maybe my therapist need to give me an excuse for that or a motherfucking drug for that. I'm talking shit. I won't go to no therapist. Y'all my therapy. So if y'all get in the comments and tell me what's wrong with me, I would appreciate it. I want y'all, that's the homework. I want y'all to all go to the chat room after the show and diagnose me. It'll be fun. It'll be funny. It'll be fun. It will show some engagement. It will give me something to do later. I could be looking at y'all. All y'all give me. I want to be diagnosed after this show. Tell me what's wrong with me. If y'all, you know, or what's right. But I want y'all to, after this show, diagnose me with psychology Use your psychology knowledge that y'all picked up over the years and y'all YouTube knowledge and diagnose me after the show. Shit. All right, look, I don't want to prolong any longer because I'm just gonna be filibustering, just saying shit to like make it stretch. I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank y'all for pulling up. Please, if y'all came late, go rewatch. After you have watched the whole 50 minutes, get in the comments and diagnose your boy. Tell me what the fuck is wrong. Help. God damn it. And again, I hope that y'all all are in a good mental health state. I hope that nobody is feeling desperate to want to end their life. If you feeling that way, please find you something to do. Somebody else to help. You feel me? Somebody else to talk to, somebody else to do something for. If your day only consists of going to knock on your neighbor door and giving her mail, or no, you can't do that. Don't fuck with her mail. But you get what I'm saying? Like, let's say I was gonna say newspapers. They ain't got fucking newspapers no more. I'm just saying if your only thing you do is shovel the snow for the old lady across the street, that's the only value you feel like you bring into the world. Keep doing that shit till you die of natural causes. Don't take yourself out because you don't feel needed. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's enough of that. Because I'll fuck around, talk your ass into jumping if I keep going. So y'all have a good day. Don't forget to comment in the comments and help your boy out. All right, peace.
Some of us have been rocking with AP from his Player for Life days right into his evolution to AP for Life. He's still the big homie, just a little older and a lot wiser. The most genuine dude on YouTube, keeping it real. And so many of you contact AP to tell him how much his advice has meant to you over the years. This channel has gotten so much support and love, from comments to likes to subs to shares to donations. All are very much so appreciated, and for those that would like to donate, you can do so via Cash App, $AP Family Man, or PayPal AP Family Man. All donations are appreciated and go towards continuing to produce content that is meaningful to the AP for Life fam. We thank you for your cash donations in advance. All relevant links to AP, including his book, Dirty Dirty Minds, are found in the description. Continue to enjoy the show.